Your road is a game changer for us, Arapal Nature Farms. The story of the 5+ kilometer Anonang Sur Lambusan FMR in the city of BOGO and municipality of San Remigio, Cebu is a story that weaves together Arapal Nature Farms expanding its institutional achievements and their own story of widening our monitoring and evaluation understanding on project outcomes and impacts. The story of Arapal Nature Farms inspired us to look beyond the panoramic vista of the vast expanse of its 37-hectare, safe, scenic, and serene organic farm. The difference is that we found our way to them by chance, while they found us by choice. At the outset, the management of Arapal Nature Farms stressed a central point.
Interestingly enough, this is not your traditional, typical farm. As you can see, it's very hot here. As you can see, it's rocky, it's hilly. There's hardly any soil here and not much water.
They aptly call the place Arapal, a kind of cactus, and the point that sums up the NGO's nature.
But, our motto is there's no unfertile soil with a fertile mind. Why batik ngayuta sa tambo kahuna-huna? It's not the soil, it's the soul.
Arapal enabled us to see the boundless possibilities and opportunities awaiting the organic agriculture sector in general, and the communities of Anonang Sur, BOGO City, and Lambusan San Remigio once the FMR will be completed. The FMR's approved FS cites economic returns pertaining to savings in travel time and costs and other related benefits. Travel and transportation are prominently recognized and always accruing to farmer households. Arapal likewise focuses on the households of the communities surrounding the farm, but their vision differs from how we see households. It led us to expand our understanding on travel time and costs assumed in the FS. So we ask, travel for what? Travel by whom?
Teaching the poor for 13 years here in Arapal, I give them goats. When they get hungry, they eat the goats. I give them seeds, OPV, heirloom, native, in which they can plant and harvest and reuse it again. After 10 years, they're all gone.
Arapal Nature Farms gives another flourishing example why capability approach is better for both rural communities and institutions than provision of farm inputs. So it made us ask, what if it is an institution, a private institution at that? What outcomes and impacts does the road create not only to the institution, but to the constituents it serves?
People who grew up here, this was not a farming place. As a matter of fact, the reason why we ended up here was they sold their property cheap.
We want to train people because, as you can see, we're in a mountainous, rocky area. We have very poor soil. And so a lot of people feel quite hopeless. Like, what can we do? We can't grow anything here in this rocky soil. But we're trying to teach them that, yes, you can. With the right techniques and the right ways, even here, you can have a little farm and find ways to provide for your family.
Jerry and I first came here. Jerry is the one who first arrived. I just followed. Not a single young person in this village ever graduated college. None. Not a single one. By the grace of God, we've had probably a dozen already graduate. Some of them are becoming our community leaders and church leaders. Every year, we're cranking up 100 kids who finish one level after another. And most of our kids, his wife is our director, most of our kids are the top of their classes. The presence of our institution here has transformed people's lives.
More than a decade ahead of the PRDP FMR, Arapal Nature Farms already started changing the environmental, social, and economic landscape of Barangay Anonang.
Our purpose here is we love to have seminars, and we invite the community and the farmers in to show them better ways for farming, for growing things organically.
We are a school without walls, classroom without ceiling. Sky is the limit.
But the path and trail that led to the achievement of Arapal's vision and goals was literally long, rough and bumpy, if not an obstacle. For example, a now outdated blog of sugbo.ph says, "It's going to be a bumpy adventure going in. Bump ahead to Arapal Nature Retreat." Precautionary reminder: the road is only covered in anapog and it's kind of rocky, so expect for a bumpy ride.
It's been very difficult, to be honest. I accepted a lot of the difficulties of coming to a different place, a different culture. The road has been hard. In the past, it was very rocky, very bumpy, very rough.
We have so many plans, but the challenge is to implement them, and one way where we cannot implement that fast or that much, it was because of the road. Other than transactions sa city, lisod pud na mo adto sa mga panimalay para magtabang sa mga tao, and for example, we bring goods and groceries nga motabang sa ila, and we had to carry them ourselves.
We have had times where people would want to come visit us, but they say, "I'm not going out there. The road's too bad."
One guy told me that, I'm here, but I would not introduce Arapal, mag-introduce ang mga friends about Arapal because of the road. And so basically people will not come back again.
It was really bad. There's been times in the past when we would be in a car and we would literally have to get out of the car because there were so many deep holes and rough places that we would have to get out, so the car would be lifted up a little, and then someone would guide in the front, come through the way, just to get us through a rough area.
Ang mga sakyanan sa Arapal, dili siya magdugay, gabi na mo og budget sa maintenance tungod sa mga guba nga nadangat sa kalsada.
But now, starting to enjoy the smoothness of concrete road, faster and convenient travel are only tiny benefits that Arapal is reaping.
The road that you're doing is really a game changer for us.
It's really opened up a lot of opportunities for us.
Through this road will bring us closer to the picture in terms of not only community development in our area, but regional, perhaps national. We have been training people from all over the country who came here to learn about organic farming.
The road is yet on its way to completion, but the impacts have already been multiplying and making a difference in different levels of people in the agriculture sector.
You mentioned kanina we had 60 people come here today. That's part of 2,800 people from one community alone called Liloan. Liloan will have 200 and 2,800 people come here for the month of March.
This is the second year that we have GTs interns. Now we have, I think, 5 of them here, recruiting students from Visca. Last year we have also, I think, just 3 of them.
Kana gyud nag-interest o kumuingon tag ni mahal ang yuta ni mahal gyud tinud-anay lang. Kuha na mo sugod na mo diha 2006, no. 10 pesos pa square metro ni ato. Pero pagkakaron sa amo rong pa-ceiling pa man gani kay naman mi subdivide po sa Arapal 500 to 1,000 na per square metro.
And as much as we can, we try to feed them some of our food, the dragon fruit that we've raised, the pineapple, the sweet potatoes, and the processed meat that we've processed. We grow the pigs and feed them organically, and we make tocino. So we get to let them experience the process, teach them how to do it, and then show them firsthand some of the good products.
Charity begins at home, the old adage says. Making local communities see what knowledge produces is an impact Arapal is creating for Anonang and Lambusan farmers.
And locally, the people, the farmers, some of them who thought they couldn't grow things have learned that, yeah, we can grow here.
And, ultimately, translating knowledge into income.
One time we had seminar and we were running out of native chicken, but people from Cebu would like to buy chicken and bring sa Cebu. So what we did is we contacted our raisers, those who are staying around the community, and and we buy from them, and so in returns it gives them income.
People here are increasing their garden area. So when people come, there's more to see and more to show them how to do. And we encourage the people around here to, you grow things and maybe we can help sell it for you. And this road is a great help in that, because we're able to come back and forth to market and to the sales opportunities in the city.
We want to double our production here, not just inside, but to the community around.
Sky is the limit, but not even dark. Gloomy and heavily downpouring skies can now limit Arapal's efforts to improve the quality of life of rural communities or prevent people from accessing the wealth of resources in the farm. Along the FMR, Arapal is moving from training to education, from a farm to a school, from a school to a university.
This place is not only going to be an organic farm, it's going to be an educational institution. We have a VOTEC center there that's just waiting for accreditation from ATI and TESDA that will be offering different courses, hopefully beginning with agriculture, because that's our bread and butter. This place is not just going to be an organic farm, it's going to be an agricultural college. We're working with ATI. ATI will open us to get to TESDA. TESDA will take us to, agricultural college. Agricultural college, along with our other developments, we're going to be a university someday.
We are about 95% with the paperwork. We already have the building, and so we are working on the vocational building there. So we're working with Department of Education and TESDA, and the accreditation is about 95% done. So hopefully we can really start as soon as possible, and we're going to start with agriculture.
Plans to establish an organic subdivision have also started.
Tomorrow we're going to have a meeting on building condominiums in Cebu. There's going to be condominiums going to be built here in the future. Not only do we need that in terms of equipping people, we're also building an organic farm subdivision here for people from all over Cebu to buy small lots if they want to, bigger if they can, but not too much, so they can live in an organic farm community. So they can learn if they want to learn, they can relax if they want to relax, they can bring their friends and be educated and have access to experts about organic farms. As far as road is concerned, you're doing us a tremendous favor.
There may be no stopping Arapal Nature Farms now, as they move ahead, full gear to rural development along the all-weather road, breaking down barriers and boundaries to learning. But some stepping on the brake is also needed now, so it seems.
A few years ago or months ago, it was such a quiet place. It still is in most areas, but in terms of we're near the road, so many vehicles come over, and so the negative side is that we have so many children around. Like every Saturday and Sunday we have feeding program, and we feed to about 100 kids, and they cross the roads, and so that gives us concern about their safety. Before, it's very natural that we don't have any guests on weekends or on weekdays. But it's different now. You'll be surprised if there's no visitors or people that just stop by on weekends and even on weekdays.